I don't think I want to make videos as much as I used to. I used to produce like 3 videos a week. The other month, I didn't produce a video at all for the whole month because I have other things going on now. I don't know what they are exactly, but I have a lot of animals and school, and I just don't want to separate, I don't want to spread myself out too thin. And having this as something that I'm worrying about when it should be something that I can have fun with isn't exactly something I want. So, in short, I am taking a hiatus from video making, and I'd like to come back, but I would really like to make good videos. And some of the videos on this channel, very few, I think are good, and I like them, and like I'd show them to people and be like, look, I made this. This is relevant, good content. But like the vast majority is fine, and like people see it, and that's fine. And like, if I didn't want people to see it, I guess I would take it off the internet. But I don't want to spread myself too thin, and I want to focus on the animals and on college and on finishing high school and the other things going on in my life. And I don't want to be worrying about getting a video out. So I still have lots of footage that I'd like to edit and stuff that I'd like to share. But I'm no longer excited about making videos. I'm not sure that I really was ever excited about making videos. I was excited about what was happening in the videos. But part of this change is that I stopped watching YouTube. I listen to YouTube Music, which is not a great platform because there are so many ads, just so many. It's not great. It doesn't work all that well, but I did before listen to music on YouTube, but I decided that I needed to cut YouTube out of my life because it was taking up too much of my time, as I'm doing now, apparently. And I decided to switch on to YouTube Music because then I didn't get distracted by non-music videos. And YouTube Music's just where I listen to music because I can get songs for free and lots of ads for free as well. So that's nice. Those are kind of my thoughts, I guess. Hiatus is the word. I'm not like leaving. I hope to be able to make videos again and like interesting ones. And I have lots of interesting stuff going on. Like I'm trying to breed all kinds of animals and stuff, but it's just kind of become too much. And especially moving on to college, I want to study zoology and eventually become a veterinarian maybe, or somebody who works with animals in some way, in an exotic animals in some way, like the reptiles. And maybe, hopefully, that will include talking to people in this type of format, making videos maybe in some type of way, but I'm not entirely sure. So I don't know, maybe this summer I will want to jump back onto the video making thing, but for now I've decided that I'll take a hiatus. But while we're here, do you want to see some cool things going on? Some animal things? I'll show you some animal things. This is my 5-gallon morning gecko enclosure. I made the top as hinges and a lock. See if we can see the morning gecko. Not sure where she is, but she laid eggs, which is exciting, especially because I think they're good eggs and I only have one morning gecko and I'd like to have more. So eggs would be good. But anyway, oh, there she is. It's not going to focus. There we are. There's the back of her. That's Bubbling. And down there are her eggs. You can see them. Oh, shoot. Down there, behind all the plants, are her eggs, and I can't get them off, so if they hatch out, they are going to hatch out there, and that's one of the exciting things going on. And then I also have some Gargo gecko eggs. So a whole bunch of things are going on with Gargo gecko eggs. Essentially, I can't get them hatched for some reason. These two are crested geckos. Those two are crested geckos. That one right there is a crested gecko. These two are Gargo geckos. You would think because I have two, they're from the same clutch, but no. She's laid 3 clutches so far. The female that I have and the male that have mated, 100% sure they've mated. They've laid 3 clutches. 1 out of every clutch is completely infertile and it goes bad immediately. The other one, there was 2 right here. I mean, 1 went bad immediately. The other one sat here forever, and I eventually like properly went bad, and I cut it open. And it had developed, but not fully. It stopped developing. So I'm scared that that's the fate of this one because it's really big and it should be hatching, but it's probably just not developed and it's probably just absorbing lots of water for no reason, and then it'll eventually go bad. And why they are doing this, I'm not sure. I did not have this problem with crested geckos. I have no idea. So that's unfortunate. But I did breed day geckos. So I'll show you the day gecko babies. Here are the baby day geckos. I have 3 of them. There's 2 up there. I don't know where the other one is. Hopefully it's alright because they've started to fight and I'm kind of worried about them. Because there's one big one, he's like 2 months older than the other ones. And like, yes, I know I shouldn't be keeping them in together, but they need to have UVB, so I kind of only have 1 good enclosure for them. So here's the big one. There's the smaller one. And hopefully the other one's fine, just in the foliage somewhere. I found it, it's hiding down there. So I'm trying to sell them because they are starting to fight, and I'd like to rehome them now because they're pretty big. I think they're doing well. So another thing I'm trying to breed is giant cave roaches. These are the giant cave roach. This is the giant cave roach enclosure. And one of them is an adult. The other 2 I don't think are adults, but I don't really know because there's not a lot of information on them on the interwebs. But the adult's really big and cool. But they seem to be eating and doing well. So there is an adult. And there is a non-adult, or maybe it's like a female or something. I'm not really sure. I thought they were like dubia roaches, where like the males had wings and the other ones didn't. But I don't know anymore. Here's the other nymph. So I have 2 that look like nymphs and or females. I'm not entirely sure. And then I have 1 really big one. I bought 3 for like $25, which is ridiculous, but whatever. I bought them at an expo, so I could at least see them in person and buy them online. But I would have rather bought more for less online, but couldn't really find a good way to do that either. So hopefully eventually they'll mate and then I will have babies, which would be super cool. Then I have huge Madagascar hissencock enclosure and red runner roaches. And the turtles are doing fine. The fish are breeding. I saw a baby Cory catfish that must have been born and grew up in this tank, which is super cool. And then I have bred a lot of them, that's why there's so many. I started off with 2, and they've just kept breeding, which is super cool. And then I have 3 tetrafish. I had 1 for the longest time, but somebody gave me 2 more, which is pretty cool. I don't know where the little baby is. I haven't seen it. I hope that the turtles don't eat it, because that would be unfortunate. The day gecko tank is covered in poop as normal. Hopefully they're doing all right. Then I have all the crested geckos separated at this point because I don't want to breed crested geckos anymore. So the only 2 that live together are Minerva and Teddy, which Teddy is like the original female, and then Minerva is her daughter. I had Goliad and Pam living together, but Goliad was beating up on Pam. So now I have them separated too, which is really annoying. So I'd like to get some females living together because this is kind of a huge amount of space to just have 1 crested gecko. Like I have 1 male in here, I have 1 female in here, then this is a Gargo gecko tank. Then I have 2 in there, 1 in this tank, which is I mean, this is like more of like a reasonable size for one, but there's just a bunch of babies in here. This is Pam. She's the one getting beat up. She needs to heal up and eat food and do well and get better. And then over here, I have the other crested gecko forest. So I have 2 males and 4 females. So if I ever want to breed them again, I can, but I'm not trying to anymore. I don't want baby crested geckos. I want baby gargoyle geckos and baby day geckos occasionally. That's fine, but especially gargoyle geckos and morning geckos. And then this will be the future tokay gecko tank. That's the next main thing I need to work on. I think I'm going to work on it this winter. I want to get it done. I need to build a rim and build doors like these ones. And then this will be up and running. I already did the background and everything, so that'd be nice. Then I'd like to build 10-gallon tanks to keep babies in, so then once I get to college, I don't need to keep them in these types of enclosures anymore, because those are a lot to clean and it takes a lot of time. And so, and especially like just all of the stuff, it takes a lot of time. So I would like to not have to do that, because I'm going to live at home at college, but I need to be able to effectively take care of things. So I don't really know what else is going on, but those are the things with the animals. Oh, also I got dojo loaches. Where are they? There's one back there. Sorry about all the reflection. I don't know if the turtles are hiding or what's going on. I don't know. The cardamon's been chasing the small red-eared sliders. I don't know about that. I'll feed them. Okay, so I put some food in. Sorry you can see me. I'm in pajamas. There's Cardamon. He's the pink belly side neck. Then the other 2 are hiding, kind of. So there are 2 big normal dojo loaches and 2 smaller albino ones. There's one of them. There's the striped dwarf catfish. And then you can kind of see the albino pleco behind that rock. It's starting to move around. I worry about the dojo loaches though, because they are no jump, I guess, so I really don't want to end up with one back behind the tank. But there's one of the big... There's also a lot of hiding places though, so just because I don't see them doesn't mean they're not here. There's one of the big ones. I don't know where the other one is. There's one of the smaller ones. They're super cool to look at. Somebody needed to rehome the 4 of them, and I got them for $25. Oh, there's the other one. There's the other big one. There we are. They're so cool. They're like a foot long. They're huge. Oh, now I have both the little ones out. Now they all know the food's out. They're so cool. It's especially cool to have them in with the turtles, because they're so big and the turtles are so big. But unfortunately, I think the turtles have been starting to nip at them, which is rather unfortunate, because for a while, they were all getting along just fine. It's just cool to watch them all interact. And even the striped dwarf catfish, I think this is one of the... I've had this animal for like the longest. Like I've had it for maybe 7 or 8 years. Besides like my cat. I've had it for a very long time. It's a very old fish. So it's good that it's been in turtle tanks for a long time and it gets along with them. So this is everything in this tank. There's 3 turtles, then the albino bristlenose, the striped dwarf catfish, the 2 normal dojo loaches, and the 2 albino dojo loaches. Those are all the fish in this tank, and then the 3 goldfish. The 3 turtles, I left the goldfish out in the stock tank, so need to put out a heater with them to keep it from freezing over the winter. But I didn't want to bring them in because there's so many of them, and I didn't want them to just destroy this tank. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video to some extent. I will come back to this when it is more enjoyable and fulfilling. But until then, taking a hiatus. So Thank you for watching.